And they're not trying to pitch or sell you at all. How many of you have noticed this? Like, they don't try to sell you. You walk in and they totally influence you. They're pure excitement for life with the product. You're like, oh my heavens, even my grandmother, she's 93. My friend talks to her about iPhones and she's like, I feel my heart getting excited. I'm like, Grandma, do you even know what he's talking about? I don't, but it's really exciting. So what did he get her? An iPhone. She's still trying to figure out how to text message. So she'll call me from her landline. She forgets that it's a phone. I'm like, Grandma, why are you calling me from your landline? I just can't figure out how to get it to dial. So we're going to have to send her some boot camps. But nonetheless, what do you experience with Apple? Apple builds tribes. They build tribes. Steve Jobs is not a business owner. He is a heretic and a leader who created a revolution and a movement. They built the basis of a product and then gave free rein to the public to be creative in their genius to create the power. The iPhone is only as cool as what? The applications. And all the applications are made by pro bono app makers who, when they create them, can make money on them. And Apple, when they love some of the applications that work really well, guess what they do? They don't buy the app. They pay the person who created it. It's still theirs. Thank you very much for putting in the year's effort to build that application. Here's $500,000. What Mac has built and Apple has built is a standard. Do you know that last year, at the end of the quarter, Macintosh went from 7% to 11% market share. They have hit the tipping point. What this means in business is the following. You don't have to saturate a market. You don't have to take ownership of a market. You don't have to take 100% of Utah County to have Macoa, the conversation that's on the lips of every single man, woman, and child here. And it is, yes, about product, but it's something bigger, and it's why they come. Yes, it's about a computer, but in the world of the tribe of Apple and Steve Jobs as the heretic and the leader, there is something more there. There's a sense of feeling of camaraderie, of tribe. It's hilarious. I'll be in meetings where all my Mac friends will sit here and all my PC friends will sit here and they will go rounds on each other. What do you notice about the commercials that Apple puts out? Do they try to be fancy? Hi. I'm a Mac. I'm a PC. Approve, approve, approve. When I go to workshops and events now, I was in Beverly Hills 6 weeks ago at a big workshop. My table was Bill Bartman, Mark Victor Hansen, Jack Canfield, and John Assaraf sitting right here with me. We're all sitting together. And you know who's leading the entire event for 3 days? Guys dressed like who?
PC.
This. I watch guys that are 28 years old up front. Brian Tracy sitting there frantically taking notes as fast as he possibly could as a 25-year-old's up there going, so guys, here's the deal. You're all a bunch of liars. Like, do you know that you're a bunch of liars? Like, you create crap. Do you get that? Like, you keep selling the same crap. In my world, we don't buy that anymore. You guys are all hype. And there was this collision of two worlds, and I'm sitting back and I'm watching, and I'm like, it's awesome. It's like Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader. It was like the war was beginning. And I watched this conflict for 3 days. I would watch these old school guys stand up, and they would speak about the way things used to be. This is how you do it. And you sales script, and you blah, blah, blah. And then I'd watch some 23-year-old who got up there that made $2 million last month and sweatband on his forearm, and he's like, yeah, so, dude, AC Green is in the house. AC Green, LA Lakers. What's up, bro? It's awesome. Why didn't you bring Magic, dude? You suck. He's like, all right, cool. So you guys want to learn how I made $2 million in 3 weeks? All right, awesome. So here's the deal. Create value. That's what you need to do. You guys suck. You sell crap. That's why no one buys from you. You manipulate. You motivate. You hype. You give them just a little piece of pepperoni and expect them to buy the whole thing. And when they buy the whole thing, they realized it was a scam. Somebody did this to me on a forced opt-in on my cell phone yesterday and charged my cell phone provider $10. I was so frantically pissed off about it because they manipulated me into the purchase.
Right.
Charged my phone $10 for doing it. This is the thing about internet, guys. There are manipulators and motivators out there that will completely rape you dry. And they know how to do it. And the legislation that they're trying, quote, to pass will never, ever protect you. But in that space, I'm watching it hit, and I was like, ooh, you son of a, I'm going to seriously. And I spent an entire afternoon of my time, canceled all my meetings, so that I could get my attorneys and myself and get on the phone to call this. It was completely illegal what they did. We went after their corporate offices. I spent my whole afternoon on the phone. Why?
Good for you.
Because crap like this is what ruins tribes. And people begin to believe that is what the space is about. That building a revolution is about prostituting yourself for profit, and it's about raping people for money. I know some of you don't like the words I use. Here's the deal. You won't forget them. So why am I sharing this? Why? Yeah. Why? Impact, but why? Like, seriously, I came in here completely on my own dime to be here today, showing service. You wanted the truth be told, completely authentic in my space. I'm here because I want Bruce to see what he felt, so that he knows this is not a joke. And then you guys, I would encourage you to bring 7 other trainers in here in the next 4 weeks. I'll give you a list of people you could call. Bring them in here. I will tell you right now, bar none, no one will do what I do in this space like we're doing. And why? Because it takes too much courage to do this. It's easier to do it a different way. It's easier to talk to you about comp plans than it is to talk to you about changing your life. Comp plans are easy. You can replace comp plans are widgets. People that work in comp plan management, they're replaceable, duplicatable, and can be outsourced. And the minute you're in a place where you can be outsourced, you are dead. And this is what's happening. Oh, all the workers at Ford lost their jobs. Pooh-hoo. Pooh-hoo on you for believing that you could be a cog in a machine and get paid what you were getting paid based on manipulation of a union. I don't feel bad for you at all. You sold out and thought you could do nothing and get paid. You were replaceable by a machine. A machine can replace you. Coal mines, all of this, they're being replaced by what? Machines. And as more and more of technology is replacing people, what are we seeing happen? What's happening? What's the divide?
Well, people are having to decide.
Victims?
But there are also some people are actually stepping up, though, too.
Big time. So as people are seeing it, and they're saying, okay, the river's going this way. I can sit in my canoe and I can continue to try to market the way I've been marketing. I can continue to try to sell the way I've been selling. I can continue to try to promote based on old archaic models of multi-level marketing. I can continue to try to manipulate based on what used to work. I can continue to do the same thing and get really buff arms, and I have gone nowhere. And then I come to the meeting, I'm like, dude, why is my downline not working? Because you don't work. And no book will get you there. Sorry. Books give you ideas, but they don't create action. They don't create accountability. Pump up rah-rah speech won't get you there. How many of you have experienced more of yourself today than any training you've come to so far, McCall? Okay, good. Good for you. Not good for me, good for you. And if it's good for you, it ends up being good for who? Good for me. I told Bruce, I'm here